Vamos continuando com esse Fúria Metal. Antes de mais nada, o som que nós estamos ouvindo é esse aqui, ó. Bruce Dickinson, Alive in Studio A. É muito bacana, sabe o quê? São 2 CDs. Um tá aqui, que tá tocando inclusive de fundo. Aí você pega aqui assim, ó. Temos outro CD por aqui, bem bolado essa caixinha, né? Fotos aqui na Bósnia e tal. Sei só, Bruce Dickinson foi muito gente fina, conversamos um monte. Ele vai começar aí falando sobre exatamente o turnê que tá acontecendo agora e mais um possível trabalho com Jack Endino, veja a partir de agora. Na sequência a gente vai ficar com Halloween, banda que vai fazer uma turnê com Bruce Dickinson na Europa e na sequência Death. What about these concerts in Brazil? You played Chile, you played Argentina too.
Yeah.
Is it part of South America tour or is it part of world tour?
Well, every tour is kind of part of a world tour because whenever I go on tour, I end up playing most places. I mean, we leave South America on Sunday, and we go straight to Budapest.
To Budapest?
Yeah.
You played already there, or?
Not with this band, okay. You know. And then we go to Italy and Germany and Holland and Belgium and England, and it's kind of a short tour. It finishes at Easter. This is for like the live album, Alive in Studio A.
This one.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I just got mine.
Yeah, because we've got it's like a permanent band now, and we're thinking up a name for it, and we're doing an album starting in May, new album with Jack Endino producing it.
That's what I want to ask you.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you choose like Jack Endino? Why?
Because he's a cool producer, and he's got great ideas. And
have you met him before? You had the idea like of him?
No, I mean,
we
were looking for producers, and we were thinking, you know, like kind of a Mark Wallace kind of idea, you know, because of all the stuff he'd done. Well, particularly with somebody like L7 and stuff like that, which is, you know, some great guitar sounds and unusual sounds. And Jack's name came up, and we listened to the Curb Dog album that he'd done. I was like, wow, great guitar sound. And Al, you know, the guitarist, was really into it. So we talked on the phone, and we liked all the same things. It was really strange. He's got some pretty weird taste in music,
yeah,
and so actually so have I. And a lot of the bands that he liked, you know, I liked, you know, stuff like Van de Graaff Generator and stuff like that, you know, which is, it's not the traditional things that, you know, I mean, yes, I mean, I love all the bands, you know, like Deep Purple and, you know, Sabbath, and you know, but they're the traditional things that everybody says that because those are all big bands. But when I started firing them off weird French jazz rock groups like Magma and things like that, it was like, oh yeah, you know.
And he liked them. He knew it too.
That's right. So we got on great. And then he said, "Do you mind if we do the album 24-track, analog, no machines?" Not even like a click track for the drummer. I was like, yes. You know?
That's what he liked. He doesn't like a lot of technology.
Oh man, we did this. I mean, Balls to Picasso, 72 tracks of digital, and it was 72 tracks of nightmare. You know, because there was so much to go wrong, and it was really tough to get, you know, just that like big heavy sound on digital, because digital is so fussy, you know. And it really, I mean, this album, Live in Studio A, we did it in a day. Oh yeah,
in a day.
We did it.
Let me show it.
No, we did it in a day. The first album on a 24-track in the studio, and it's heavier than Balls to Picasso. Just
that
one guitar.
It
was with 72 tracks, you know, and everything. So.
Vamos continuar aqui com o nosso bate-papo com Bruce Dickinson. Uma entrevista que me emocionou muito. O cara é um grande ídolo. Chegou aqui numa muito boa, assim, tal. Né? Vamos conversar sobre o quê? Tem alguma coisa que você não queira falar? Ele falou, olha, bicho, eu não quero falar muito de Iron Maiden, mas acabou falando de Iron Maiden. A gente vai ver daqui a pouquinho. Nesse bloco a gente vai ter o seguinte, bate-papo com o Bruce Dickinson. Ele vai falar sobre como ele conheceu Ian Gillan, o pessoal do Deep Purple, uma história muito bacana, que eu duvido que alguém já tenha lido em algum lugar, porque essa ele contou aqui mesmo. Você vai ver, história exclusivíssima de Bruce Dickinson. You played already with Gillan and Blackmore and Alex Lifeson in Rock in Armenia, am I right?
Yeah.
Playing like the Smoke on the Water?
Yeah, I did that.
How was that? Like, you like a lot Gillan, Deep Purple. How was it?
Yeah, well, Ian dragged me out of the toilet when I was about 19, and I wasn't. I was 20 years old, and I was in Samson, and we'd recorded an album.
Which album?
Head On.
Okay.
We recorded that album at his studios, And it was before we went out. We went out on tour with him after that, supporting him, right? And he was like my big hero, you know. And we were listening back to this album, and we were all sat in the and Ian's in there, you know. And I'm like, oh, it's him, you know.
It's him, yeah.
And we'd been up the pub and we'd had a few beers, and the engineer was rolling this big joint, right? So he passes the joint around, and I'm like, and Ian's, you know. So I smoked this joint, and suddenly I felt really sick, like I was going to like throw up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, whatever was in that, oh man, you know, you know. And Ian's listening to the thing, and he comes and he goes, who's the singer? I'm like, me, you know. And he goes, cool vocals. I'm like, thanks, just gonna go to the toilet. And I went, and I was so sick. I had my head down this toilet for about 40 minutes. I thought I was gonna die. And,
It was a bad joint, wicked joint.
Oh, whatever it was, and the alcohol and everything. I mean, so finally he kicks the door in, and he goes, oh, yep, I think I can hear him. And there I am, it's covered in like, you know, just a disgusting state. And there's my hero looking down at me going, yeah, drag him out. You know, I'm like, oh, no.
Come
You know?
with me.
And he was really cool. He like, you know, gave me, I think my ex-wife I kept the towel he gave me, you know. I mean,
As a souvenir or something.
yeah. I think my ex-wife has got it. You know, along with Richie Blackmore's guitar. I got one of Richie's guitars that he smashed one night, signed, you know. Damn.
And so, do you have a lot of things like this, like towel of Gillan's towel or the Blackmore's guitar? Do you have anything like this? Are you a collector of this kind of stuff? Like
No.
No.
Not. I mean, I don't go after it, you know, all the time. But something like, you know, one of Richie's smashed guitars. You know, I was like, oh yeah, you got to have one of those. I mean, if that's like, for me, that was just like, you know, lifetime opportunity.
For you, like this kind of tripping stuff, or
Yeah, having a band that is into just going with stuff like that and creating atmospheres. You know, not being scared that you know the audience is going to sort of go. It's been 3 minutes and we haven't had a song that goes. You know, they're just totally cool because they're just like, yeah, well, we like listening to this stuff. And
did you feel that this kind of thing with the Maiden crowd, like they were waiting always for a heavy song, and sometimes they're not in the mood to play.
With Maiden, it was different because Maiden has had, still does, you know, such a defined style.
Okay.
You know, there's the way that Maiden works in terms of atmospherics and things like that is
Formula, like
yeah,
pattern.
it's fixed.
Okay.
You know, and that's just the way that the band is because you know the players are like that. Steve likes to have, you know, the drums and everything arranged like every drum fill, you know, you know, goes absolutely, you know, with the bass guitar and everything, and it's completely
And this kind
fixed.
of lack of groove that you were missing, like
It's not a lack of groove; it's a different kind of
Different
groove.
groove,
You know, with Maiden, we always it was interesting. If you put me and Steve next door to each other, and we said, you know, what do you like about heavy music? He'd say it's really aggressive, and that's why he likes it. I'd say it's really intense,
a different thing.
and it's just, you know. And when we were together, we tried to do the same kind of thing. I'd try and be like kind of intense about it, and you know, he's like the soccer player, just like you know, put it, you know, and that's the way he thinks, which is cool, you know, because a lot of people like it, and that's all right. And the way I thought was bang. And when we were together, we spilled coffee everywhere. You know, what we did in Maiden was a great mixture of you know, of that style and everything else. You know, I think the balance probably tipped more in favor of like the whole the aggressive kind of thing. With when Nico came,
Okay.
you know, because the groove, the drumming groove changed, Clive had more of a not laid back, but had was more of a almost like an Ian Pace kind of drummer,
He was a great drummer.
Yeah. Well, Clive was. I really missed him when when he left. I was kind of wow, and some of the songs changed. I mean, Number of the Beast songs that we played on that tour, they changed. I mean,
With Nico.
The Prisoner has never sounded. Yeah. Well, that was my moment of glory. That intro. That was Clive was out of the room, and we needed somebody to play the drums to the intro, and I wrote the intro, the bit, dum back, dum back. That's why the tom tom fill is boom 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 boom, because I couldn't do anything else. And then when he came in, I said, "Wow, could you do something cool like dum 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 dum, on the bass drum?" Because I said, "Because you can do that, and I can't."
Esse foi o grande Mr. Bruce Dickinson, todo o meu respeito do mundo por ele. What about this new band? Like, it's still Bruce Dickinson. Would you like to change the name?
Oh yeah,
and put a name of a band.
I'd like Bruce Dickinson to slowly shrink in little letters, So yeah, we've got plans for a name for the next album, which we hope will become the name of the band at the same time.
Do you have this idea already, or?
Yeah, well, we had it for about a year, and then we kind of went, oh no, maybe it's too difficult a word. Maybe we should think of something else that's more obvious. And we went through loads of different names, and finally I called Rod, my manager, then the other week and said, "Okay, we think we've got another name for the band. We're going to call it this." And he went, well, the original name you had was great. I never saw anything wrong with that. I went, "You didn't?" He goes, "No." I said, "Oh, cool. Okay, good. Well, we'll call it that then, because it felt wrong when I said it on the telephone, It's funny, when they were going to, the name for Balls to Picasso at one point was going to be called 1,000 Points of Light. I was like,
1,000 Points
of Light, But I thought it sounded kind of pompous. And in fact, we were in this bar in New York, and we just finished the cut, and some guy came up to me and went, "Oh wow, it's Bruce, what's the new album called?" And I went, "It's called," and I couldn't say it. I was just like, 1,000 Points of Light. I thought, oh, I can't say that. I said, "We don't have a name yet."
All right. We're gonna think about it.
Yeah, think about it for another 5 minutes,
We'd like to choose a video to put in this program. Which one would you like to choose?
I'm gonna choose the one on which I got very cold, very wet, and which I think is the best video I've ever been in my whole life. Howard Greenall directed it. Top man, fantastic, and we made it with the aid of a brandy bottle. All these swimming around in the sea. We couldn't have done it without it. This is Tears of the Dragon.
What about your first solo album, like Tattooed Millionaire?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that album, or do you think it's different from what you're doing now? Or?
Oh, no, I do like that album. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that is going to turn around and say, "I regret doing, what I did." I don't regret doing anything I've ever done in terms of, music and stuff. I mean, I did it. I sang it. If somebody wants to turn around and say, "Don't you think that lyric's a bit dumb?" I could say, probably it is, but at the time I did it. I enjoyed it, so, okay, oops, some of the stuff I used to wear on stage, some of the trousers, boy, are they dumb, I mean, but I did it, well, I take full responsibility. So, yeah, Balls, Tattooed Millionaire was just a product of a summer holiday.
Esse foi Mr. Bruce Dickinson, então, comentando sobre seu primeiro trabalho solo, Tattooed Millionaire, na época que ele ainda estava no Iron Maiden, nem pensava em sair, certo?